This is TrouperCast, your one stop shop on all things education and the arts. I am Jeremy Solomon, and with me today is Pooja Singh, founder of the Rain Lily Project, a cozy community space in Bangalore that brings together books, coffee, and conversation. We talk about Pooja's journey from the corporate world to creating a space that celebrates connection, learning, and belonging. From building communities to rediscovering the joy of reading, this one's about finding purpose in the things we build and the people we build them for. So grab your coffee and join us as we dive into the story of the Rain Lily project and the woman behind it. Hi Pooja, how are you doing?
Hello, Jeremy. I'm very good. How are you?
I am doing very well. And to start off, I want to thank you for taking your time to be part of TrouperCast. And I'm so excited for the conversation that we're going to have. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
I look forward to this conversation as well, and thank you for inviting me and having me here.
It's my pleasure. And for if you've seen the previous podcast, and for those of you who know our structure, we kind of start with the game.
Right.
And it's a very simple game. And because I come from the space of theatre,
Right.
it's a theatre game.
Okay.
And I'm sure you may have played this as well.
Okay, let's see.
So basically, it's a story builder game where you say a sentence and I say a sentence, and we go back and forth and build the story.
Okay.
However, there is a restriction wherein each sentence is one. The starting of each sentence is the alphabet. So my sentence starts with A. Your sentence will start with B. My sentence will start with C. Your sentence will start with D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Would you like to start?
Okay. With A?
With A.
I start with A. Apple is a lovely fruit.
Boris thought to himself.
Cat was napping beside Boris.
Dreaming about mangoes and bananas.
Elephants too.
Finally, he looked outside and saw it was raining.
God, I need to pick up my clothes.
High time he found something nice to wear.
I think I'll wear this yellow t-shirt today.
Just as he went to pick up the shirt, he heard a sound.
कौन है?
Yes, let's do it.
So that is like we would spell it in English.
Yeah.
You would.
Yes. L. Listening to a strange sound, he got a little scared.
Might that be my neighbor?
Not really, the neighbor was on vacation.
But what comes after it? Oh God! Who else could it be? I'm using God quite a lot.
That's okay. Perhaps it was his younger sister.
Quincy? Was she really here?
Rushing towards the sound, what he saw shocked him.
Shocked? Really shocked. Sorry, I'm really cheating.
The sound was not from his sister Quincy, but from a friend of his cat.
Upendra, it's lovely to see you. I'm really cheating. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
No. You're not cheating. Okay. Upendra is in the story now. All right. PQRSTUV. Um,
Do we need to wrap this up by C?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We. Um, viciously, Upendra ran towards Boris.
Oh God. And he was Boris's friend. Okay. RSTUVW. Watching this unfold, what was our guy's name? He didn't have a name.
The cat?
No, the one who's doing the story. He didn't have a name,
I
right?
thought Boris was the guy, or Boris
Boris was the cat.
Okay, Boris is the cat now.
The guy doesn't have a name?
No, the guy is nameless right now.
But to think up a name for him.
We're on W, right?
Yeah. Watching this unfold, Venkat was flabbergasted.
XOXO. That was a surprise. What he thought was an attack was just a series of XOXO.
Oh, wow. That gets a clap. I'm so glad I didn't have X. Otherwise, I would have just gone to xylophones.
Yeah, that's what everyone goes to, yeah.
Okay. Oh God, you've put such a nice thing on it now. It's Y, right?
Yes.
Yellow t-shirt it was for Venkat. I'm so glad Z is not on me.
Okay. Zooming away excitedly, they went to the window to watch the rain fall. Yay! We did it. Nice story.
Good
Yeah,
job,
good job.
Jeremy.
Yeah, good job, Pooja. And yeah, coming back to the conversation we're about to have.
Yes.
For those of you all watching this, you can look around and you can see a lot of books. That is because we are in a lovely little space called the Rain Lily Project. And Pooja has curated this library, which is a lot more than just a library, although it being a library is at its core. It's an event space, a cafe, a play area, and a community space focused on family. What was the moment or series of moments when you realized that you wanted to build this kind of space rather than following a more conventional route?
That's a question I get quite a lot because when somebody steps in for the first time, they see a lot happening, and I have never been able to answer this in a short and a very succinct manner, but I'll try here. So, what led me to this is that the loneliness that I experienced after my son was born. I worked in IT for many years. I did want to get away from it, do something here with our people, with the place that I was living in. And I was exploring a lot of different ideas. I did my yoga teachers training, I did my kindergarten teachers training, and at the heart of it, I realized that I wanted to provide a space where families with young kids could come and perhaps feel that they have a holding place for them, where they don't have to worry about where should the child go, or where they have somebody to listen to. So it started from that, and I don't have a better word for it, so I use the word community space, which is used very loosely for a lot of different kinds of spaces. But that's the kind of people we want to reach out to. Of course, everybody else is also welcome. And then the idea for library, because I love reading, and every community space needs something at the heart of it. And for me, books is the area which I know a little more about. I by no means claim to be an expert, but I know a little more about it. I have an interest in it, and it was something that I explored in a fresh manner with my son. So I grew up with a set of books. Then when we started visiting bookstores together, I discovered a whole new a world which I wasn't aware of, in terms of children's literature. So, hence the library. Cafe, because I love drinking coffee, so I didn't want to have to step out, and great conversations I had over coffee or tea or whatever your thing is. So that's why we have a cafe. But as you know, it's a very small, curated list of items that we have here in terms of food. Drinks, we have plenty to offer. And events, because of course, I mean, we want people to come in regularly and all of it. And right now, we do curation of all the events, but we do want to get to a space where people come up and say that, hey, I want to do this here. Is the space available? And we say, go ahead, great, let's do it. So,
Yeah, yeah. And I think I'm one of those people because I love this space. As soon as my wife and I, Mercy, came and saw the space, like, this is really cute. And it's done up really well. And it's nice that it is in a home that's been
right.
converted into a library because it gives that very homely feel. Yeah, so it's set up really, really well, right? When you reflect on your role at the Rain Lily project, what have been the most significant internal challenges, as in your mindset, fear, identity, that you've had to work through?
Um, I would say that after we started, it was raining pretty heavily. We started on 13th of October 2024, and we had I think, non-stop rains for almost 2-3 months, like till December. And in the beginning, of course, friends came together to support us, to be there for us. So it was a little busy in the first month. After that, it just suddenly dropped. And then we had some things going on in the neighborhood, some challenges with owning a physical space, or rather renting out a physical space where you have a lot of other tenants in the building. So all of those challenges kind of added up, and I had this mindset for a little while that, perhaps people don't appreciate books anymore, and that, of course, a lot of people who come in here are skeptical about it, that who's reading these days, does anybody read these days, and that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what, people are spending so much money on food and this and that, and we perhaps as a society don't value this. And I went into that kind of a mindset, and a conversation with a friend, a very dear friend of mine, Sanju, I'll give a shout out to her, snapped me out of it. And I'm so glad that happened, because really, after, I mean, we all work hard to earn the money that we do, and how we spend that money is totally our call. And as a business owner or as a service provider, I can only bring what I find to be of value. Whether someone else sees value in it is not my place to judge. And I feel that climbing off that high horse helped me really come to peace and with what I was offering and what the space was and was not. And I think that that shift really helped me, feel more grounded.
Right. Right, yeah. And I think the work that you're doing is super important as well, because like you mentioned, that fear or doubt that people are not reading books anymore. People don't like books. Like, we live in an age, and this has been for a while, where technology seems to be overtaking the page and the
Right.
book and stuff like that, right? And now with the advent of AI, things are going in crazy directions. And I think what you're doing, the work that you're doing, is really good, and trying to keep it grounded in books and stories and things like that, and opening it out of this. So yeah, really, really good work. Um, One thing that I wanted to talk to you is specifically, what was the jump like? So before this, you were in software, I believe,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
corporate, and you moved into this space. Like, what was that jump like?
While I was doing that, I was very clear, like maybe around, so I worked in IT sector for around 14 years. And I think while I was there, towards the end of it, it became very clear that I was on the technical career path, and then there was a lot of push from the company also to go work more closely with clients, which meant traveling outside India, which I did for short stints, but I wasn't very interested in settling down as such somewhere else. And Then the roles here started becoming less and less interesting. Perhaps had I switched companies, but I had been with Accenture for the longest period of time. I was very comfortable, loved the work culture. So I thought, then let's do something else. So the jump was pretty much jumping into the unknown. I come from a family where nobody is into business. So all of this is pretty new, and I thought about it. Initially, the desire was to collaborate with someone, to keep the risks low, and to play it safe. So I did go out seeking to collaborate with others, working with other organizations and other. I reached out to bookstores saying that can we do up a library here. Tried getting into more into working with kids and storytelling and all those kind of things. And then I would say that something just flipped for me in 2024, where I was like, I have to give this a go. Whether it works out or not, I'll know, but I want to give this a go. And that's what the big jump
Right,
was, really.
right. At the library, could you talk to us or walk us through a particular program or event at the Rain Lily project that you feel encapsulates the mission, like something you've planned, executed, or learned from?
um like in terms of event that we have done.
Absolutely anything.
Okay. So I really like our read alouds. And we had a parent and a member of the library, Shreya, who volunteered to do one session for the kids. And read alouds and book clubs are my favorite thing because that is something I understand well. So I enjoy my read alouds. In the beginning, we started with what happens with a lot of read alouds, where the book is done, then some art and craft thing would be done, and we would, the kids would have something to show at the end of it, and we're like, yay, that was a good read aloud. Parents feel happy, kids feel happy. But over the past 1 year almost of doing it every Saturday, pretty much, I've realized that what we want to do is help the kids understand the story more deeply, and connect with some facet of the book itself, maybe carry that in their thought through the week. And people have come back and given us this feedback a couple of times. So once when we read Patricia Polako's book, that had happened, and many other times as well, but that was the first time it happened where kids came back the next week and told us that, auntie, we thought about it all week and we have written down this thing. And it really gave me a lot of joy, because a good book or a good read aloud session should create a lasting impact, connect with you at a deeper level beyond just creating a craft. I mean, I'm not dissing that, but anyway, craft is not my forte. So I was relieved to move away from it, and that's what we have learned in the past 1 year. I don't think that answers your question directly, but that has been learning to create a deeper connect with the book, whether we are
Right.
doing it in a read alouds or whether we do it for a, we launched something called Tale of Trails, where we were doing it for older children. And again, I had a lot of doubt that would I be able to value add, but it was a great learning, hopefully for the kids as well, but certainly for me, in realizing that I could really help uh, our readers connect with the book more deeply, and that gave me a sort of sense of moving in the right direction. I was happy with that.
Right. No, I think most of the libraries that when I was growing up as a child, right, like we had just a few options, and mostly it was the British Library,
Yeah.
and we used to go there, and more often than not after school. We just sit there and read stuff and everything, and they used to have a few programs on the weekend and
Right.
maybe summer, but not too much. It was very, very rare. But I think the fact that you're taking the time and the effort to go beyond just lend a book, read it, and give it back speaks so much of your passion and the work that you're doing here. So yeah, and I think the kids are benefiting a lot from
I hope
programs
so.
like that. Yeah. One thing that I saw when I was going through your content online is something called the library sponsorship program.
Right,
Yeah, can you
right.
talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this space, because it is privately funded, it's all our own money. into it. So we do charge. It's a lending library. We charge people for the by for borrowing books, but we wanted to provide this option to kids who could not afford it on their own for whatever reasons. And the sponsorship program, the idea for that came from there. Of course, I want to add that the space is always welcoming to kids to come and read. If they cannot afford a library membership, they're still welcome to come and read over here. And like you would do in any of the state libraries, I believe. And the sponsorship program just takes it a step ahead, where you can actually borrow books and take home, provided somebody sponsors it for you. So that takes away our pressure of making money at meeting our operational expenses and the child benefits. So I had a very dear friend, her name is also Pooja. So she was the one who gifted the first sponsorship, right? So you can, the only caveat to that I would say is that the child should be able to physically come down to this location. And that means if you want to sponsor it for a child in Bannerghatta, it's not going to work. But if you know somebody here who can come down here, you are most welcome to gift a library membership. Let's say you have helps around your house, or you have people working in your organization who won't be able to afford it on their own. You can do it for their children. It's nominally priced. It's not a hole in the pocket for anyone, and the child benefits from it. So that's what the library sponsorship program is all about.
Awesome. And yeah, if you know someone that you want to sponsor or anything, come down to Rain Lily. We will put details down in the description and wherever the podcast is going to be, where you can find out how you can do this. So yeah, hopefully you should get some people through this. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. How do you measure impact? What metrics or signals do you look at, as in like number of memberships or events run or books borrowed or things like that? How do you balance qualitative impact with quantitative ones?
So, qualitative is easy to answer because it's in the books that are getting picked up, especially by young readers. And I don't judge what the parents are reading or the adults here are reading, not at all, and not my place to talk about it. But for kids, the books that they pick up, and because we don't have such huge numbers right now, that I might forget the name of the child, but I do remember the books they borrowed, so that's perhaps a good thing. So in terms of the complexity of the books they're picking up, so a non-reader starts perhaps with the Dogman or some easy read like that, and then moves on to chapter books and then picks up more complex books. So that is a good indicator of it. And the quality side of things. Also, I would say that the books that the kids ask for, like the ones which we don't have at the library, and they say, Auntie, could you get this for us? That also tells me about, what kind of stuff they're reading, and the fact that they feel that they can come and ask. That's how it should be, right? You come and let me know what you would be interested in reading, and we look at it and get that for you. From the quantitative perspective, more than events, I had a number in mind when we started the space, that if in a year we are at that number, I would consider ourselves wildly successful. To that, I can only add we are wildly off from that number. But yeah, I mean, it's the number of memberships, frankly, because events and all, because we're not really looking at only hosting paid events and stuff like that. So, in terms of commercial success, I think the number that I have in mind, that which I won't disclose, but that number, hitting that number, would help me feel that we have a large enough reach to actually have an impact. But the families that we have here, some of them have been with us since last year, beginning of last year. They've all continued on, except for a couple of them who've dropped off because the kids have gone to senior classes and now there's more exam pressures. In which case, I think they should be reading most of the books, but okay, whatever the family thinks is best. So the fact that they started with monthly, then moved to quarterly, then took 6 months subscription, then renewed the 6 months subscription, that tells me that we have a good enough collection of books, because that's the other number to look at, that how many books do we have and are they all into circulation. So that's something we look at as well.
All right, yeah, and it must be rewarding, right? To be like someone's coming for a month and then continuing after
Yes,
6 months.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, it must be a very, very rewarding feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Pooja. So we're gonna take a little break from our usual conversation right now, and we're gonna jump into the next segment, which is a rapid fire question segment.
Okay.
Yeah, and yes,
Okay.
it does say rapid fire. It would be fun if you could
Okay.
answer each question as quickly as you
Okay.
can.
Okay.
However, if you do want to take some time to think, I'm not going to
Thank
stop
you.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
yeah. And if you are uncomfortable and not answering any question, you're free to skip that question.
Pass.
Yeah, you're free to pass
okay.
that.
Okay.
Try not to pass too much. Yeah. All right. Are we good to go?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, first question is, what is your go-to comfort food?
I'm the bhat dal chokha. I don't know if people know of it, but it's bhat dal chokha.
I don't know what is
So
this.
it's rice, plain dal, and mashed potatoes.
Okay. All right. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird now, very surprisingly. I was a night owl throughout my corporate working life.
All right. A movie you watched way too many times.
I'm not a movie person, so perhaps Sleepless in Seattle, but that also I think I've watched only 2-3 times.
Okay.
I'm not a big
Alright.
movie buff.
All right. One thing I think I know the answer to this. One thing you can't start your day without. Yes. Coffee, of course. Coffee. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. What's one thing you're currently obsessed with, as in a show, a podcast, or a trend?
I like I like all these murder mysteries with senior citizens, older people in it. So like
Mm-hmm. Right.
Only Murder in the
Right.
Building, or which is Thursday Murder Club. I think
Yes,
is,
yes.
I've just watched that.
Right.
So I like the slow pace of it
Yeah.
and everything. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. A smell that instantly makes you happy.
मिट्टी की खुशबू.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to skip the next one. Okay, I'll ask the next one. It's okay. The answer is pretty obvious. Tea, coffee, or something stronger? Coffee, yes. Okay. One skill you wish you could instantly master.
Speed reading.
All right. What song never fails to lift your mood?
Okay. Shucks. The song itself is the Beatles. Here Comes the Sun.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cats, dogs, or plants?
Plants, I would say, but I love dogs also a lot. I wish I knew of a cat who loved me back. All the cats don't like me for some reason, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's always Boris. Yeah. Okay. One thing you've learned recently that surprised you.
That human beings are highly illogical. I mean, I was watching Diary of a CEO podcast, and once I heard it, I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense, because I have spent almost my entire life writing down bullet points for everything I felt very strongly enough that if I have all the logic in place, I can convince. And of course, it pretty much backfired all the time. And I was always a bit baffled by it. And I'm in my 40s now. And when I heard him a month ago, I was like, this was so obvious, So I don't know. I mean, I was just amazed that I didn't realize it sooner. And I take great solace in the fact that we are illogical creatures. That tells me we will never be defeated, or AI is not going to take over. We love messy things. We love not being logical.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. A word your friends use to describe you.
oh God, enthusiastic.
All right.
I think. I hope.
Yeah. If your life were a movie, what would its title be?
Meandering.
Okay. What's your guilty pleasure?
Coffee. I
Coffee?
mean, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
answering coffee for
That's
2
okay, as
days,
long
but
as it's true.
I'm saying guilty pleasure because I sometimes end up drinking too much. So
Yeah.
right now I have said that only 2.
Okay. Is there such a thing though, as too much coffee?
Yeah, it
Yeah?
is,
Okay.
unfortunately. And yeah, so I'm sticking to only 2. But if what I was at 1 for the past 1 month when I was unwell, and when I came to 2, I was so happy about it.
Yeah.
If there were no health repercussions, I would go up very gladly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yeah.
All right. A person, living or dead, you'd love to have an unfiltered conversation with.
I love talking a lot. So, like not talking, like having conversations. So, frankly, I don't have a wish list. I just wish I knew my mom, like, knew more about her when she was around. I think I've realized how amazing she was after I became a mother myself. So, I wish I could pick her mind about some of the things, but yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. One thing you tell your 20-year-old self.
Enjoy. I mean, I did enjoy. I don't know what would I say. Yeah, you're doing good, perhaps. But that also I felt I was already doing good. I think I was pretty much out there in my 20s, and I enjoy what I did in my 20s, and I was enjoying then also. So I don't know. Keep at it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. What does home mean to you?
Home means Ranchi. The moment I reached there, everything, however wacky it is, the conversation that the taxi guy is having, everything just makes me laugh. I'm just laughing for no reason on earth over there. So, but I should say now Bangalore as well, but that would be lying. It is Ranchi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you feel most yourself?
When I can talk openly, I guess. So, which I do pretty much all the time. So, usually I am myself. Sometimes, though, with some people who get upset too soon, but then that's true for all of us. But yeah, I think I'm mostly myself, which might disturb others. But
Yeah. I mean, it should. It should. Yeah. All right. Down to the last 2 questions.
Okay.
One person who has had quite a lasting influence on your life.
one.
Yes.
I can't think of one person. But my family, I'm very close to my family. And for the longest period of time, I didn't have any friends outside my family. We're a big family. Never felt the need to have friends outside. I would just go and play. But yeah, in my family, a lot of people. I mean, I pick from a lot of people. And I think I'm one of the rare ones who pretty much gets along with everyone. So yeah, I would not say one person, it's my family.
All right. What's something you wish more people understood about you?
That I start a conversation from one point and meander all over. That's why the word meandering. So you might have to remind me what we were talking about. But I think that people pretty much understand after 2 conversations with
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay, coming back to a conversation from before, which is what I'm doing, bringing us back to our previous conversation.
Thank you.
All right, good. How do you recharge your own creative entrepreneurial batteries when you're feeling drained? Do you have any rituals, any favorite spots in Bangalore, or any hobbies outside of the library?
So I love having my coffee up on the terrace with the sun, and we have beautiful greenery thanks to Baneswadi Garrison on one side. So there's railway tracks, there's beautiful greenery, lot of birds, sun on my face. So it's it's like that was not one of the things we looked at when we shifted into this house, but it has all come together very beautifully. So I really look forward to that every morning. And in Bangalore, my favorite place would be, like as a family, we love going out to Cubbon Park or Kantirva, but mostly Cubbon Park every Sunday. And then we walk down to Church Street, have an ice cream at Milano's, and also then come to Bookworm, Blossoms, all of that.
Yeah.
So that's something we love doing as well.
Yeah. All right. Um, if you had to choose a theme for the Rain Lily space, as if it were a theater production, yeah, what would the stage setting be like? As in the lighting, the soundscape, the decor, and why that theme?
It would be probably like if I was going to say rainforest, but I'm going to change that. That's too wild. I want a bit of tameness in it. So probably a playground with the sandpit and a lot of natural toys, maybe a small well by the side, and kids playing around, people hanging out together, something like that.
Okay. All right. Um, what's your favorite childhood book, or one book that you've repeatedly mentioned or recommended at the Rain Lily, and why?
Childhood book.
Yeah.
I have not really, I mean, I can't think of a book from my childhood that I can, I mean, we were reading Enid Blyton's and Dickens' abridged version, but yeah, I mean, I found some of Dickens pretty scary though as a child, so I'm not sure, like, I would recommend it to anyone. So, um, perhaps I can probably think of some books here right now. And I mean, so many favorites. So I like the book called When Ali Became Bajrang Bali. Jab Ali Bana Bajrang Bali. That's a book. So that was a book like took me very much by surprise by how many layers the story had. But I mean, there are too many kids books, but nothing from my childhood that I can think of. Maybe from my early days of serious reading, probably Lust for Life, or there was a time, of course, where I identified greatly with The Fountainhead. Now I'm not sure if I read it again, it would resonate as strongly. So that was the Fountainhead era, and then a lot of P.G. Wodehouse, then Three Men in a Boat, um, To Kill a Mockingbird. But yeah, I mean, a lot of yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, short stories as well from some of my books that we had at school. But yeah, no one book
Right.
comes to mind which I can say that oh, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
I was a very prolific reader, and the aim was just to read as much as I could, including the newspaper in which we would get the peanuts. So I would read that also, so that I didn't miss on anything, because books were a rare treasure. And apart from the school library, like we didn't have so much of books at home. You know, we would borrow from friends, and we had some lending library kind of thing, which were like they would have comics and graphic novels. But yeah, I mean, the idea was to read as much variety as I could. So can't think of one book. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay. All right. Tell us about a moment of surprise or delight, like a time when you were convinced the project was working in an unexpected way. Like for instance, if you're working with a child and the child is very quiet or very shy, and through the library was able to come out a little. I mean, obviously it may not be that, but is there like a moment that takes you back to be like, yes, this is working?
So, couple of kids who were where the parents were confident that the child is not at all a reader. They were like, no. And the reason we set up the Friday movie screenings was for such children, to get them in, you know, because the idea of a space with a lot of books was a little scary. And the parents said, oh, we've been talking about going, but he or she doesn't want to come. So everybody, the child, the parent, everybody was pretty much convinced that they are not going to get into reading. And now they borrow quite frequently. They are very sure about the kind of books they want to read. What next is already planned. So that gives a lot of happiness. Not that I'm saying that everybody should read, but if not everybody, then at least, like the ones who visit the space, if they venture towards books and they've not done that before, that gives happiness. And very, like, just 2 days back, I had done a lot of outreach when we started to the NGOs that I knew of, to bring in the kids here, or for us to take the library to them. Unfortunately, nothing worked out because either they were traveling or I didn't get a reply or something like that. I'm sorry, I'll speak up loud.
No, that's okay.
But just recently, I heard from Bugru Children's Library, which is associated with Hasiru Dala and works with the BBMP sanitation workers. And we are planning on getting in touch this week by visiting their space. Coming here and they're bringing the kids here. That's something I'm very excited about, because that's the kind of stuff we want, that kids who don't have access to this kind of literature, this variety of books, they will be here and will be making good use of the space. So
Yeah.
that is a collaboration which is finally coming to fruition, and I'm very happy about
Yeah,
that.
that's so nice. So I didn't know about this, and to hear this project that you're working on, yeah, it just makes me very happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Also, side note, we've been talking a lot of kids and kids books and everything, but just want to put it out there that you do have content for grown-ups as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we do. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. So, this room we have grown-ups and some young adult books, but a lot of grown-up books, a lot of history, politics, a lot of parenting books, a lot of fiction as well. So, yeah, we do have quite a lot of books, and I think interesting books, because most of it comes from our personal collection or has been very carefully curated where people have lent it to us. So, we have not said yes to, because we had limited space here. So, we wanted to be very mindful of what we are getting in here. Apart from that, we also do a lot of programs for adults. Like, we have reading circles for adults. People are most welcome to come and start their own thing as well. Apart from that, we do some handwork stuff for adults too, such as embroidery, and we are going to start the crochet this month. We are launching jive as well, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, we have activities for adults, we have books for adults, and we want more adults to feel at home here as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. It's not just as, because that's a question I get asked in real life also quite a lot, that is the space only for kids? No, it's not.
Yeah. 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 So come on by. All right.
Yes.
Cool. So there are many educators and arts practitioners who would probably watch this podcast, and running a community space can feel overwhelming. What are some of the things, or at least 3 things, that you can recommend to someone who wants to start something similar? It doesn't have to be a library, but start something on their own and put themselves out there. Like, what do you think you can tell them?
I guess this question would be better answered if we are in a more I mean, I can share my thoughts, but it's not like we are a resounding success at this point of time. So we are trying out things. So I can just say what we have tried out. So yeah, I think a personal connect makes a lot of difference. Like, if you're genuinely interested in knowing people, knowing their quirks, and that kind of stuff, like just having a conversation. So if the idea is a community space, it has to start from conversations, I feel. So if you're a person who enjoys that, then that kind of space would make sense, I guess. Second thing I would say is not being too judgmental. Like, if you're a person who can look at when you get judgmental and question yourself why, and like, perhaps do some work on yourself to keep your heart open, keep your mind open, because when you say a community space, it has to be for everyone who walks in. Whether it resonates with them or not is up to them, but you should not be the one giving off that energy that this is not a space for you. Of course, I mean, not that I'm saying that everybody, like, if somebody wants to come in and smoke here, for example, that won't be, that can't happen. But in terms of the energy, I'm sure you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, nothing else comes to mind. Like, enjoy the company of people and not be judgmental, I guess, would be good starting points. And yeah, also, I think by doing what I've learned in the past 1 year is what we don't want to do, right? So there are two kinds of businesses or two kind of entrepreneurs. One who are in it to earn money through business, so they don't really care too much about what the business is. It's more about what's going to be successful. So that's one kind of entrepreneur, and the second kind is where you have a vision of what you want to do and you go ahead and do that. So I fall in the second category. Not that I'm saying that profit making is not important, it is very important, but yes, I am very clear that this is what I want to do. And it's only by spending a year, like, I really loved when the two of you walked in, and I was super enthusiastic about what you were bringing in, and it was, like, I could sense that, this collaboration is going to work. We have had some other collaborations in the past where by working we realized that, okay, this is not something we want to do. So I think that kind of stuff you will only know as you get into it. So as in Sanskrit we say neti neti, not this, not this. So if you are the second kind of entrepreneur, by doing not this, you will get to where you want to be, hopefully. And I hope we'll also get there.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I like I told earlier, I enjoyed the space as well, and the group of kids that are coming into the theater program here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gearing up to our performance at the end
Finale.
of this month.
Yes,
So looking
yes.
forward to that as well.
Yes, I gave a brief mention of it in our musings today, which we send out every Monday. That we have our theater grand finale, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too. All right. At this point in time, is there something you'd like to plug about the space or the library?
Yeah, so I would say that do check out our events. We have a lot of stuff for kids, a lot of stuff for parents, but more importantly, any community space is going to function when we have more people coming in together. So our Instagram has one post titled "Our Space, Our Terms," and that can, so I have that pinned on my page. That basically invites people to come to the space thinking of this as your space, and you bring in what you would want to share with a group, whether it is with kids, parents, anybody, so we offer that invitation. Whether you want to charge for such sessions, you want to volunteer for one of our read alouds, book clubs, anything, so we are a community space would make sense when the community gets involved, and for it to be a vibrant community, more people need to come in. It can't just be one person doing 10 things. So that's what I would want to plug in and invite more people to come and treat the space as yours.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so check out the Instagram, the Rain Lily Project.
Yes.
On the platform. And like I said earlier, I will plug the links, put up links in the description or wherever the podcast is going to be so that you can find Rain Lily on social media. Yeah. Check it out and find yourself in this space. All right, cool. If you imagine yourself 10 years from now, what does the long view of the Rain Lily project look like? And what story of transformation do you hope people would associate with you?
Oh, wow.
Deep, yes. And
I'm not a very long term. So in my IT interviews, this is a favorite question of interviewers, Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? So whether I am associated with this space or not, because I'm not sure about that, but I would love to see more spaces, whether it's us or somebody else, which is emphasizing on communities, on providing a sense of like helping you create your own village in a physical way, not an online thing, because we have plenty of that. And I think we are soon going to get to a point where we will move away from it. And I already see that happening. Like people who were watching a lot of reels are like so done with it. There is a lot of research also which talks about what happens to our neurotransmitters and all of that. So people are waking up to the damage it's doing. And so we need physical spaces. We need to look people in the eye and have conversations. And we need to have longer conversations than just a comment on the social media, right? So I hope we have more such spaces. Earlier, your own family or within a religious framework, whether it was a church or a gurudwara or a temple, people had this kind of a support system, which is also good. We still have those things, but in a non-religious, I don't know what to call it, without a fixed identity, a more fluid kind of space would also be, I think it would really help people awaken to our commonalities, what's similar rather than what's dissimilar. So, and most importantly, provide a holding space for our kids. That is something like the Innkeeper Christmas Carol. Like, I really love it because it ends with, innkeepers, 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 all. Do you have room for the child? So, our children are our future, and holding them reverentially, beautifully, in a space where they see more. What shall I say, collaboration, more fluidity. I'm hoping that would be, there would be a lot of such places in every locality, every neighborhood. I hope we get government funding for such spaces, Perhaps there already is and I'm not aware. But that would be great, because if you are somebody who's interested in it, you're not really looking at becoming a millionaire through this venture, right? So that's not the goal. But every business needs money. So if there is some funding for it, that would be awesome. But if not, I hope that we as people realize the importance of such spaces, of getting involved in such spaces, and have such spaces in all neighborhoods.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pooja. Just two things before we wind up. If you could give one short, precise message to kids these days, what would you tell them?
Enjoy yourselves, which I think they already do, but in the real world, not so much but then that's not up to them. That's on the caregivers, and that's why I feel that children will be all right, provided we give them. And that's why, I love that question, because that brings me to why the Rain Lily Project, right? So the reason this name, the reason for this is that, like rain lilies, provided the conditions are right, the blooming will happen, So children don't have to do anything. We have to create the right environment and the right conditions, and things will fall in place.
Awesome. And I think, that is a message to kids, but also parents alike.
It is for parents. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
We are their custodians, So it is on us to create that environment as a society, as parents, as community. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much, Pooja. This conversation has been nothing but delightful. And I've had a good time talking with you, and I've learned quite a bit as well. So thank you so much for being on board. Yeah. Thank you so much
for having me here. And it was lovely talking to you, Jeremy. And I realized some things myself in the course of this conversation. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pooja.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from TrouperSphere and TrouperCast, you can follow us on Instagram. The handle is @TrouperSphere. And make sure to check out this video when it's out on YouTube. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.